you do that at all? Or do you just have
I
like
d-
one hypo? If it doesn't work out, you're like, I'm out.
I definitely want to be flexible or adaptable, right? Like our tip of the week is
Yeah.
adaptability.
Objective. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
yeah, it's being able to, if the market gives you new information and structure changes, I want to be able to go with that new structure, right? As
Hmm.
long as,
Yeah.
I still don't lose track of the bigger bias, right? The higher time frames, because I get
Yep.
caught up in the
Yep.
weeds a lot on those lower time frames, especially
Yeah,
when I
I
start
did
to try to
notice
get
something.
really
I've been
active.
watching you. Yeah, I've been watching you. This is why I'm asking. And I know that
Yeah,
you come from supply and demand as well. I also use supply and demand, but I only use it on larger time frames. And then it only really
right,
comes into play in very specific times of day. It's not something that I rely on too much for the first part of the session because I find them unreliable. And the lower the time frame, the more reliable they get. So I use something else to kind of give me orientation points. And that really helps to just see how the price behaves around the orientation points. And a lot of them are kind of a line in the sand. If this happens, then I go long, or else I go short, right? So maybe
right.
try that, play around with some ideas. But I do like to put down about 3 or 4 hypers on the day, 2 longs, 2 shorts.
Okay.
And they both have to be pretty solid levels. So see if that will help, because I see that you have a pretty good way to read the market, but I think you just get a little bit overwhelmed with like a whole bunch of people just talking in your ear, and you're
Talking.
like, oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
Mhm.
I do. And then I think one of the thing
Mhm.
is I had a trade yesterday or the other day last week that I literally was like a
Mhm.
tick or two away from my target, and I just
Mhm.
let it go all the way back to entry. Like why
10% rule.
I should have I should have just taken it off. I
10%
was two
rule.
ticks away. Like why do I need to get greedy
Yeah.
and want those
Right.
extra two ticks? Like I
So
should have just taken it off.
here's what I tell some of my traders. Have a 3 minute rule rather than 10%. That's a good one to have. But it's like,
Hmm.
10%, maybe I'll let it to go to 15, maybe 20, or maybe 5, or just 2 more ticks. I found that that's a little bit unreliable. So what I do, I give myself a 3 minute rule from the point that my trade hits sort of 75% to target. If the true target of 2R, which is my default target, doesn't get hit within those 3 minutes, I'm out.
Take
So
it.
3 minutes.
Okay. I
Yeah.
like that.
All right. All right.
Okay.
So on,
Mhm.
on,
Great
on your
advice.
That.
on,
We're
on your
about out of
emotional
time, folks.
Yeah.
on your emotional stay
Yeah.
really quick, Gabe. I want to give you props. We got Gabe super humble. Keep at it,
Yeah.
Gabe. Oh, that is the sweet milky voice of Gabe I hear. So these are all glass half full positive stuff. Thanks, Gabe, for sharing all your stuff. Johnny, go ahead.
All
Appreciate it
right.
all.
Well, thanks for everybody for joining us for Fast Markets. We've got Power Players up next with Dolby, Peter Tuckman. And then when Peter's gone, it's going to be JD and myself joining Mr. Dolby for Power Players. Top quiz, we got Jack and Bonnie. Shoulder tap, Jack and Mick. We got me and JD for group coaching. We've got Strategy Lab with Anne Marie, with Robert, Anne Marie, and our good friend here, Nick for a Tech. In Power Hour, we've got Dolby, Gabe, and Ray T. D, Nick, Michael, thank you very much. Anybody else has any last
John,
comments?
John, really quickly, guys, go to my screen. I'm going to leave this up and on. This is our
Mhm.
house account. We're up on the trade. 7,300 realized, 1,400 unrealized. We have a stop down here at 13. We have the slow grind up that Deanna has mentioned multiple times is going to be a long, hard journey, but that's how range bound markets work. Thank you,
Yep.
Yep.
Deanna. Thank you, Nick. Lastly, just so we know, to increase the pass rate at TopStep and to make it so you have a better chance of getting funded and a better chance of taking payouts and staying funded, we have this beautiful lockout feature. I'm up $955. I'm going to lock this money in, and there's absolutely no way. There could be a way. There's a disclaimer. I don't know, but I've never seen it be able to. But I like to put disclaimers in there because nothing's for sure in life. I'm going to lock myself out. I have just booked this. Tips from a coach is right down here that you can read always. This I cannot trade in this account. See, I'm clicking to buy, clicking to get in, clicking to get short. Can't trade.
Mhm.
Manual lockout, it says it in the corner. This is a very, very powerful feature. A lot of
Yep.
I don't even know if any other platforms have it, but it allows you to lock in your profits, gives you a better fighting chance to keep growing that account, which gets you funded, staying funded, and taking payouts. That's what we want to try to help you with. It's only available on TopStep X. That's all I got.
All right. Thank you, Michael. All right, folks, stick around for Peter Tuckman and Power Players We'll see you in just a couple of minutes. Take a short break, and we'll be right back. Blessings, everyone.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Power Players with Peter Tuchman, the most photographed man on Wall Street. Peter, we just talked on Friday, but we were talking in the green room, and it seems like you took a little bit of an adventure down to Miami. Could you explain a little bit what you were doing down there, then we can get to the markets here?
Sure, absolutely. So I recently, about a year and a half ago, I met a guy, Teofimo Lopez. Teofimo Lopez, young guy from Brooklyn, is a boxer, and he's won numerous belts. And I met him on the floor. He came down for a with ESPN once, and he was the title at Madison Square Garden. And we became buddies, and I'm sort of become a bit of an advisor for him. And we brought a bunch. He gave me like 50 tickets to a fight at the Garden, and he kicked the guy's ass. It was great. And so we've been friends. And he was defending his title on Saturday in Miami. So the whole firm, my team, and I flew down to Miami for the day on Saturday, and we watched him kick this guy's ass, and it was great. Funny thing about this guy is, all I did was learn trading. When I performed, actually, I performed on stage at Madison Square Garden with the Earn Your Leisure group. Earn Your Leisure are the black guys who are a huge financial literacy program. They're the largest in the world. They run that thing called Invest Fest, if anyone's, and he knows about that in Atlanta. But anyway, I performed at Madison Square Garden with Floyd Mayweather, and he showed up and he was like taking notes. The guy's just like an avid trader. All he wants to do is learn how to trade. So that was kind of fun. We had a great time in Florida, and we got downed into like Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. We had to drive home 4 hours and make it home in time for work today. So anyway,
Nice.
That's my adventure of the day.
That's life in the fast lane with Peter Tuckman, everybody. We're getting a couple professional athletes too who are getting into trading. So if you have any who want to get into TopStep, send them our way. We can put them on TopStep TV. I'll let Michael know, but that's awesome. But we got
that'd be great.
Yeah, that'd be cool. So we got some markets to talk about. We got holiday middle of the week. We got a half day on Wednesday, full day off on Thursday, but big news reports coming out this week. So, Peter, we got the jobs report on Friday. Are you looking for any adjustments to that number? It has been prone to revisions. What are you anticipating here?
I think it's important for us to really note where we are now. We're in the beginning of July. We had a S&P that was up 8% in the first half of the year. We had in the second quarter, we had a NASDAQ up 8.3%. Market, and even of all this indecision and lack of transparency and by the economic data that's come out, this market just keeps staying with this bullish approach. And we have not. This is the longest time we've seen in decades without at least a 1 to 5% pullback in the market. Right. And some of these names, I mean, we watched NVIDIA, come out with those great earnings. They announced a split. There was another double-digit growth after the split. And then we suddenly saw those 3 days where the stock pulled back from 140 down to 117, a spectacular technical retracement. And then the stock is back off to the races up to 124, 126. So I'm saying all this to say that the appetite for the market and for the tech sector and for a lot of the stocks overall is really is abounding. I mean, look, Wall Street terminology, we used to say the market. What does that mean? I mean, really tight line. There are buyers in this market, no matter what news comes out, even though we've had some economic numbers that were a bit disappointing. PPI, CPI, CPE, time where they revised numbers. We were looking at 224,000 new jobs. We came in with 77. The unemployment rate went from 3.8 to 3.9. No matter what that's been thrown at this market, the market refuses to break down. To say that it can't happen. But the market, look, I believe the market tells what it thinks economic. Look, we've gone from 7 cuts to 3 cuts to 1 cut to no cuts to maybe a raise, and the market just doesn't break down. So I just kind of think there's almost an enthusiasm around the market. Now, obviously, we're waiting for economic numbers to come out on Friday. The jobs numbers. And I don't know, are they going to revise them? I don't put that much weight on these numbers because they do tend to revise them, and none of it's really etched in stone. And I don't even half of it, to be perfectly honest. I don't think anybody really does. And sometimes it's bad news. At the end of the day, I'm waiting something. Look, we obviously know that there's not all a crap. Excuse my language about the political about the election year, right? Look, if the market wanted Trump,
Look at
and
that.
Trump did well in the
Good
rebate bait,
God.
well, the market didn't react to it. If the market thought that Biden should lead for the fact that markets are trading at record high
Wild.
under his, and he did a debate, then the market should have responded. It didn't do either. So the market does not give a crap. At the end of the day, yes, short week, second short in a month. That's great. We all get a couple of days off. It's a big thing. The market, not net of the day, I'm not seeing the market break down at all. And that, I know that there are people who are fearful that this market is being propped up by nothing more than the AI sector and the Magnificent Seven and all that kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, it is trading beautifully from a tech perspective. David Green and I, Wall Street Global Trading Academy, you guys are on TopStep, greatest platform out there. If you want to learn technicals, learn risk management, learn how to actually trade the futures, Wall Street Global, we have a whole part of our course is all about TopStep and about trading the NQ, the MES, the ES. At the end of the day, we've been tracking stocks and trading the futures. And the futures are trading beautifully from a technical perspective. Look,
dramatically different.
Analysis in a
TopStep
market as
issue.
crazy as this, where you've got markets being green and red all day long and trade wild, volatile patterns. At the end of the day, fundamentals don't work that way. When you have stocks and you've got stocks coming out with good earnings and good guidance, and they go down $50, right? We saw that with Tesla. We saw that with a number of different Adobe, right? There's no rhyme or reason, if you're not using if you're not using technical analysis to make your decisions when you're day trading this market in futures, then you're making a huge mistake. I've been trading the market for 137 years. I know I don't look that old, but I've been here for a long time. I went to high school with Alexander Hamilton. He's buried across the street. I hung out with George Washington, mid-1700s. I've been here for a long time. At the end of the day, I've never seen a market like this. No matter what you throw at it, just refuses to break down. If it breaks, it's a 1, a 2 day, a 3 day affair, and then they just take it back with abandon. Just watch what happened with, right? And it's so funny because the media tends to be so catastrophist, right? NVIDIA has been trading up for fucking 18 months. It's up 1,000%. And the stock finally hits up against some technical resistance and saw $23, a stock that is up 1,000%, and there's suddenly the world's coming to an end, and they're talking like this, it's a bubble and it's all smoke and mirrors. That's insane. Into a technical level, moved from 117. So sick. It was unbelievable. It was spectacular. So say all this to say the technicals work. It's the Wall Street platform. Learn how to trade them. Am I frozen?
Not a chance.
A little choppy, but just keep on rolling. Well, you did say the F word, frozen, and now you are. Peter Tuchman is frozen, maybe
are
coming
you
back slowly.
Up with me, Nick?
Oh yeah. Keep on going. I think we're good.
You know what? I mean, I'm back. It is summer for me. I don't think that's the market in any kind of way. I think we're going to see some good volume. There's plenty of enthusiasm in the market per se. So I think everybody's just keep trading, use technicals. Literally every day you come in, sit down with your watch lists, look at your MESs, look at your ES. They're trading beautiful from a technical perspective. Use risk management. Use stop orders. I view, right? Do not use mental stops, right? I mean, there are schools. Ladies and gentlemen, it's really important when you're using technical analysis to follow the rules. And we have strict rules about have a plan when you get into a stock, have a stop order on every trade that you do, especially when you're trading the futures, right? Never turn a winning trade into a losing trade. What do I mean by that? You're in, okay, and you raise your stop up to break even.
Wild.
So if you are actually making money, right? Sell some of your position, raise your stop up to break even. You cannot lose money on this trade, and then use a
Bet you
trailing
not.
stop to get the most out of the winners and the least out of your losers. There are certain rules that are really pivotal in learning how to trade the market and the futures market specifically. And look, if you guys want to learn that, come and check us out at Wall Street Global. I'm sure we've got a couple of webinars, masterclasses coming up in the future. I think we've got one on July 10th and probably
Hell yeah.
another one in later July.